All right, good morning, everyone. Listen, if you have a personal account with Regions Bank, if you have a business account with Regions Bank, okay, or if you know someone, let them know about this information right away. Let's get right into today's information.
Well, $1 million, more than a decade's worth of hard work, gone in less than an hour.
A Metro Atlanta woman says she and her husband fell victim to a scheme so sophisticated they didn't see any red flags until their account was wiped.
Her story has since gone viral, and tonight she speaks one-on-one with Atlanta News First Carly Barnett about the fight to find her money.
It took my breath when I saw it. I fell to my knees. Sorry.
It's still hard for Stephanie Kelly to talk about.
It's been an exhausting year and a half.
In December of 2022, nearly $1 million was stolen from a business she and her husband started, West Metro Glass. The scammer pretended to be from Regions Bank. The act was good.
They don't know what we had sacrificed our whole lives for, or the past 12 years of our lives at that point.
She says their hard work was wiped out through 12 wire transfers out of her account, all done in less than 1 hour.
You feel so violated.
Stephanie said it all started with what looked like a bogus purchase charged to one of their corporate cards. Just as they were about to call their bank to report it, they saw the bank was calling them.
Don't answer.
She said the caller ID showed the bank's phone number. The next step was entering a PIN number into her phone to confirm her identity. She says all the prompts were just like the authentication system Regis uses on calls.
He said that he was getting that card stopped, and he would freeze the OnePass system to where no other charges could go through on it.
She thought her problem was solved, but then noticed another purchase on the card she was assured was stopped.
We called the number on the back of our credit card. We told the lady what was going on and what had been done up to that point. And when I heard her go, my soul left my body. I knew something was wrong.
Their money was gone.
Thank God we had reserve to fall back on, but I mean, a lot of companies would have just had to shut the doors.
They've been able to get back about $600,000, but are still out more than $300,000.
These are professional criminals.
Special Agent Aaron Sears with FBI Atlanta says, sadly, Stephanie is not alone.
Impersonation schemes generally are pretty common, and they've been on the rise the last couple of years. So it could be your institution, it could be another company, it could be somebody pretending to be with the federal government. If you think something's suspicious or it involves your money, always contact a trusted number, even if you think it is the bank.
We reached out to Regions Bank. A spokesperson confirmed the person who contacted Stephanie was not a bank employee. In a statement, they explained why these scams are so difficult to combat, saying, quote, once scammers get into an account because they were given a password, they can not only move money very quickly, they can also change a customer's contact information. And that hinders a bank's ability to alert the customer to suspicious transactions.
I truly, truly hope that this never happens to anyone.
Stephanie shared her story to social media. She says whether it was $100,000, $1,000, or $1 million, she wants people's money protected, and these scammers stopped.
It infuriates me that it is this easy for someone to do with us living in the most advanced technology era of all time.
The Douglas County Sheriff's Office is still investigating.
All right, guys. So here's the deal. Closing your account will not keep this from happening, unfortunately. Okay. And you have to understand that every bank is being targeted right now. Every single bank is most definitely being targeted right now. We talked about Bank of America. We talked about Chase Bank. We talked about USAA, right? We talked about Citibank. Now we're talking about Regions. They're obviously every bank may not have been targeted, but of course, people may not have come out to actually speak about it. Okay. But here's the deal. Closing your account is not going to fix it. You just got to know, you just got to do the best you can to protect. Okay. Some people have been asking as well, if we can help them with their credit. We most definitely can help you improve your credit score, qualify for home ownership, or lawyer. These other people, scan that QR code to learn more. All right. Now, if you guys are just joining us, here are some takeaways from today's video. So now, first off, of course, the lady okay, now she's in Atlanta, so it doesn't matter what state you're in, doesn't matter what city that you're in, but she did have a business account. Okay, so that does play. Now, She fell victim to a scam where the scammer impersonated a Regions Bank employee. Okay, we've seen this before, guys. We've seen this before. However, since it's a business account, businesses typically have more money in them. Okay, so now they're saying, okay, if I'm going to take this risk, take this money out of someone's account, I may as well try to do it if it has a lot of money in there. And I'm talking, guys, they got up to $1 million, from her account. Okay, a little bit over $900,000 from her business account. Now, this scam was a little bit different. They called, right? They took money out first to trigger, her, because of course, when they take a little bit of money out first, they know you're going to call, right? So they call you first. Okay. Since they called her first, then they went into getting her PIN number into her phone. Okay. So they convinced her to enter her PIN number into her phone to confirm her identity. Okay. So now we know that that's one of the flags, right? Do not answer the phone. Now, we talked about this too in various. We're saying, hey, that's correct and incorrect. Since banks have been a little slow accounts on new savings accounts, business accounts, business clients, because a lot of people don't go into the branch. So the branches that are open, when they would typically have that quick conversation, say, hey, you pre-qualify for a credit card, or hey, have you thought about opening, another account? When they would normally pitch you when you go into the branch, but you're not coming in, a lot of banks are making outbound calls. I'm telling you that I've gotten calls from my bank, regular outbound calls, say, hey, Mr. Russell, just trying to see if you need anything or anything like that. Nope, I'm fine. Because listen, I know the drill. Why are you really calling? You pre-qualify for XYZ and go into the spiel. Something that's been not uncommon would call you. However, one access information, PIN number information, they will not call you specifically about fraud charges. Now, you do get a text message. I want to be clear on this because they started copying that scam as well too. And that was essentially trying to see if people would fall for the text message. Okay, so it does happen, but they convinced her to enter her PIN number on her phone, and of course they would. Now she was able to. Now once she did that, they then now she $600,000. Okay, more than about $300,000. Okay, are on the rise and able to always contact number on the back of the card if you think something is suspicious, or a bank branch which they're disappearing left and right. Then of course stop by the branch. Now Regions Bank says that scammers can change your contact information once they get into your account, making it difficult for the banks to alert the customers and to suspicious transactions. Okay. Now, first off, wire transfers need a signature, so we'll go into that another time. Okay. But here, I want you guys to see some of the comments, and we're gonna jump into the comments for this for us. Okay. But I want you guys to actually see some of the comments that what happened. Okay. So give me a second here. Let me pull this up so you guys can actually see it. Okay. So now this is what some people were saying. Let's see here. Now, one person says there is immense pain in losing a large amount of money, but to garner the courage to speak about it says a lot about the person's great character. Listen, that's tough, and she's making sure people know about what's going on. Now, Cindy, you call them. As I mentioned, banks do call, but they call typically randomly, though. Not many banks do make phone calls of like trying to sell products or checking in on you. And they do this for business clients. But I guess it just really depends on what type of what bank you're with. But yes, less than 5% of the time the bank would call you. OK, but in this particular case, in most cases, the bank does not call you. OK, Cedric says always call the number on the back of the card or go to the bank in person. Of course, if your bank branch if you can do that, right? And if they're calling you, don't answer the call, just go to the bank. I'm gonna be honest, that's easier said than done, right? That's easier said than done, okay? Because some people cannot just go to the bank. Avi says the scammer had to have had that work at the bank or learn the system from a bank employee to know the prompts and what to say. But and let me tell you something. We've been saying that sometimes it's elderly people over 80, over 70, over 60, right? I'm not saying over 60 is elderly, but that's usually the age range that a lot of these scammers go after. But you guys can see this lady, I don't know her age. I don't know her age specifically, but clearly she was, like she could think on her own, right? She was running a very successful business. So as a business owner, there are times we get busy, right? But either way, saying that to say, they can get the average regular person. Okay. Now, I do have some stuff coming up soon on bank employees that have most definitely been doing some crazy stuff. So we'll keep you guys posted on that video. But yes, that's what some people are most definitely saying. And then now listen, this is what I agree with right here. 10 wire transfers draining the account in just 1 hour, and their bank didn't think that was suspicious. Okay, the bank is criminally negligent for not flagging the account for such unusual activity, especially when you're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars, guys. Insane. The same person here says this too. How does a bank allow 12 transfers in 1 hour without the system flagging the accounts? All right. So here, let's go ahead and get right into what you guys think about this as well. Okay. Let me go ahead and take you guys right over here. All right. So now, by the way, this is just a reminder to make sure you guys, if you haven't done so already, to be sure to like, share, and subscribe if you have not done so already. Let's jump into the comments real quick, see what you guys think about it as well. I know this is crazy. Now, I don't know let me know if any of you all have a Regions Bank account or have had one in the past. Let me know your thoughts on this as well. All right. So now Legal Matter says, funny how the average person does transactions like that. Within an hour, the account gets flagged. Listen, not only flagged, the account will get shut down. If you're moving that kind of money, don't get me wrong. A business account does move a lot of money. Like sometimes it has, the commas in the money that they're moving, but typically not hundreds of thousands of dollars, not multiple transactions within the same hour, not like that, right? Or the bank would at least put a hold on it. There's been plenty of times we tried to get basic stuff like concert tickets or, buying something from a small business owner. And then they would say, hey, is this you for this $12? Hey, is this you for this $28? But we're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars, guys. And it didn't raise any eyebrows. And that's the part that makes it more difficult. And I know it's difficult sometimes for these banks to say, hey, you know what? Let's at least verify. It takes a few seconds to send a text message, send me something, an email, or send a notification on the app, something that at least let me take a look at it, But either way, the average person most definitely would have been, that account would have been closed or shut down for sure. Now, CEO first said job, high level hack. Okay. Listen, and and this stuff on this week. I got to find, it's a few that have worked at many and credit unions. Some of them have worked as your favorite credit unions later on this week for sure. Okay. But either way, wanted to make sure I brought you guys in because these banks are being hit hard. Closing your account is not going to do anything, okay? Because you're going to close your account. Where are you going to put your money, right? A lot of things we need debit cards for. We need credit cards for, right? So now we joke about putting the money under the mattress in the shoebox and stuff like that. And that may be your thing. But do understand that, hey, guys, it's at a point where as long as you keep an eye on your account, but also making sure that if they do call you, listen, you can miss that phone call. Like there's calls you most definitely can miss. Okay. If it's important, they'll leave a voicemail. I mean, that's the new way we do things today. If someone calls you and you don't know that number, I know I'm not the only one that does this. If someone calls you and you don't know that number, if they don't leave a voicemail, what's the chances of a call back? Let me know in the comments. What's the chances of them getting a call back? Okay. If it's a number you don't know. Now, obviously, if it's the bank and it says the bank, same thing. They better leave a voicemail because of everything that's going on as well. Okay. But either way, guys, I don't want to hold you all up. Do want to let you all know, of course, we do have our credit community as well. So I know some of you all have some credit goals that you're looking to accomplish. We get emails, we get messages, we get all the way you guys can reach out to us all the time. Hey, how can you help me accomplish my credit goal? And guys, you most definitely can consider joining our credit community. Okay, this is our 850 Club Elite. To learn more about it, scan this QR code right here on your screen. We also have a link in the description, the video description below. Okay, we have weekly live Q&As. You get instant access to my advanced credit blueprint as well. This helps so many people. Majority of these people right here at the top accomplish their credit goals. Okay, CEO First says, listen, I live by that. Someone calls them, the number is not the number is unrecognizable. It's not saved in their contacts. If you want something from me, you better send a follow-up text or you better leave a voicemail. Otherwise, people don't get them calls back, okay? But either way, I thought that was funny. I'm sure I wasn't the only one that thought like that, okay? I know a lot of my clients think like that as well, guys. But either way, we'll see you guys on the next video. Have a great